13 Audi TFSI 2-litre petrol alternator change. Well, it's blowing a gale today, and regardless, I've got to change this alternator. How much you take off or leave on to replace the alternator is up to you. It's down to the level of skill and the level of laziness. I'm just removing this pipe for the time being, clipped on there. The belt tensioner is just down there where the socket is, above the air conditioning pump and below the alternator, and it has a 17mm hexagon on it, and you can get a socket and bar on and pull it towards you. That will release the tension on the belt. With the belt tension loosened, using a certain amount of cunning, I've managed to lock my spanner so that the belt remains loose. Then you can undo the belt from the pulley, trying not to disturb the rest of the routing of the belt, so you don't have to trouble to put it back on. The alternator is held on with 4 long 13mm headed screws. The lower ones are very difficult to get at and consequently need to be undone first. I used a 3/8 drive flex headed bar, and once they were loose I used a 1/4 drive ratchet and socket. Once the alternator is loose, you can't move it very far because the alternator lead holds it down. So we need to undo this 13mm headed nut, which is underneath the black cover, having first of course disconnected the battery. And there is also a smaller wire with a latched plug to undo from the socket, just there on the end of the alternator. And then, by undoing 2 Torx headed screws, a Torx 30, you can just move these 2 pipes far enough to lift the alternator out. You cannot do it without undoing those. And before you put the new alternator back, it's a good time to recover all the spanners and nuts and boxes of matches and tobacco and sweeties that you dropped down there while you were doing the job. There is still a spanner down there. Replacement is a simple reversal of the procedure. Don't forget to put all the screws back in.